You're not lazy. You're not broken. But you are under attack. Every time you reach for your phone instead of your goals. Every time you trade discipline for comfort. That's the demon of procrastination winning. Again. But 2,000 years ago, the Stoics prepared a battle plan. Not theory, not philosophy, a code. One that could turn you from a slave to your urges into a man of unshakable will. These are the 6 Stoic secrets to destroying procrastination. Secret number 1. Master the demon of desire. The first enemy you must face is the demon of desire. It doesn't roar, it whispers. Just one more scroll. You've worked hard enough. You'll feel more ready later. But these whispers are traps, polished chains that feel like silk until it's too late. The Stoics understood this inner war. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." What lies beyond your control? Comfort, outcome, reward. What lies within it? Your choice, right now. Picture Emily again, our student locked in another late-night showdown. Her essay untouched. Notifications blinking like sirens. She breathes and imagines the consequences. Not success, but failure. A failed grade, a failed semester, a failed promise to herself. That's the Stoic exercise of negative visualization. A reminder that every moment you give in has a cost. The Stoics also trained in voluntary discomfort. Why? Because discipline isn't forged in ease. It's forged in resistance. Skipping dessert, waking before the sun, writing when you don't feel ready. Each act, a dagger against desire. Each moment of refusal, a moment of reclaiming your life. The demon of desire will never leave you, but you can make it silent and eventually irrelevant. Secret number 2, conquer the illusion of control. Most people procrastinate because they're overwhelmed. They see a towering task and freeze. But the Stoics would say, you're not overwhelmed by the task. You're overwhelmed by your illusion of control. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The second Stoic secret is the dichotomy of control, a blade that cuts reality in two. One side, things you can command, your thoughts, your actions, your choices. The other, things you must release, outcomes, opinions, time itself. Imagine Emily staring down a 3,000-word essay. Her mind spirals. What if it's not good enough? What if I run out of time? What if I fail? But the Stoic path doesn't ask, what if? It asks, what now? So she silences the spiral. She opens a document. And she writes a single sentence, because that's what's in her control. Epictetus taught, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Not what you feel like doing, not what others expect, but what must be done. When you waste your focus on what you can't control, you fracture your will. When you reclaim that focus, even the impossible becomes manageable. That's the Stoic advantage, not magical thinking, targeted thinking, not reacting, responding, Not everything, just the next step. Control the controllable. Abandon the rest. That's how Stoics move forward, when others stand still. Secret number 3, embrace the power of present action. Procrastination doesn't live in the now. It feeds on the future, fear of what might happen, anxiety about what could go wrong. But the Stoics weren't fortune tellers. They were warriors of the present moment. Seneca wrote, "True happiness is to live in the present without anxious dependence on the future." The third Stoic secret is brutal in its simplicity. Do the thing now. The enemy is inertia, and like rust on a blade, it grows stronger the longer you sit still. Think of your mind as a battlefield. On one side, motion. On the other, hesitation. And every second you delay, the enemy gains ground. Emily learned this the hard way. She thought inspiration would save her, that motivation would come. But she was waiting for a spark, when what she needed was a strike. So she trained in micro starts, the Stoic habit of taking immediate, small actions to break mental resistance. One sentence, one push-up, one breath, each one a rejection of delay, each one a return to the now. The Stoics didn't chase motivation. They cultivated readiness. Aurelius put it clearly. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, "I am rising to do the work of a human being." There's nothing glamorous about the present moment, but it's where every battle is won. Want to kill procrastination? Then stop romanticizing action and just take it. Start now, no matter how small, because every moment wasted becomes the next regret, and every moment seized becomes the next victory. Secret number 4, train the muscle of self-discipline. You don't need more motivation. You need more discipline. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the forge. And you don't build a weapon with sparks. You build it with fire. The Stoics treated discipline like a sacred duty, not because it was glamorous, but because it was necessary. Epictetus said, "No great thing is created suddenly," and self-discipline is one of the greatest things. Think of discipline like a shield. Every time you resist temptation, you add another layer. Every time you give in, you crack it. Emily used to give in daily. She saw effort as exhaustion. But then she studied the Stoics. She saw that discomfort wasn't a sign of failure. It was the entry fee to growth. So she rewired her routine. Every morning, she practiced voluntary discomfort, a cold shower, a hard workout, a writing session before sunrise, not to suffer, but to signal to her mind, "I am in control." The Stoics believed in preparing for adversity before it struck, premeditatio malorum. They didn't just hope they'd have the strength. They trained for it. Emily imagined distractions before they came. She imagined the pull of her phone, the craving to stop, the seductive lie, "You can do it later." And because she anticipated it, she was ready. Discipline isn't about perfection. It's about preparation. The man who prepares wins. The man who reacts loses. And the man who trains, discipline daily, cannot be stopped. Secret number 5, use mortality as a weapon. You think you have time, That's the lie procrastination feeds on. But the Stoics carried a weapon sharper than any sword. Memento mori. Remember, you must die. Not as fear, as fuel. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." Now picture this. Emily is sitting at her desk, again, staring at a blank screen. Notifications flash. The day slips by. She whispers, "I'll do it later." But then she sees the small brass coin on her desk, stamped with 2 words, Memento Mori. She holds it, feels its weight, and it hits her. Time isn't just passing, it's disappearing. The day she's wasting will never return. The version of herself she could become is slipping through her fingers. That's the power of mortality. It burns away delusion. You realize there is no later. There is only now or never. The Stoics didn't dwell on death to be morbid. They used it to wake up. Every second is a transaction. You trade it for something. What are you trading your life for? Social media, comfort, delay, or action, discipline, legacy. Memento mori isn't about death. It's about urgency. The clock is ticking, and you're either becoming the man you were meant to be, or watching him disappear. Secret number 6, become the warrior, not the worrier. The final Stoic secret isn't about technique. It's about identity. You don't overcome procrastination by doing more. You overcome it by becoming someone else. The Stoics didn't just study philosophy. They embodied it. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." That's the 6th and final secret. Adopt the Stoic mindset, a way of thinking and living that doesn't flinch when things get hard, that doesn't collapse under pressure, that moves forward no matter what. Emily used to fight procrastination with hacks and tactics, but it was only when she changed who she saw herself as. Not a student barely surviving, but a Stoic in training, that everything clicked. She began every morning with reflection. She journaled her intentions. She visualized resistance and then welcomed it. The discomfort didn't vanish, but she stopped resisting the resistance. The Stoic mindset isn't about being perfect. It's about being prepared, not expecting ease, but mastering effort. Imagine looking at your to-do list, not with dread, but with discipline, not as a burden, but as a battleground. And you're the warrior, calm, focused, unshakable, not waiting to feel ready, but moving forward, because it's who you are now. These 6 secrets aren't hacks. They're not quick fixes. They're weapons, forged in ancient fire. But a weapon means nothing unless you wield it. So the question isn't, did you learn something today? It's this: when the next urge to delay creeps in, when the comfort calls louder than your mission, will you reach for distraction or draw your sword? The war against procrastination is never over, but starting today, you're no longer unarmed. Train like a Stoic, think like a Stoic, move like a Stoic, and one day, you'll look back and realize the man you used to be is gone, replaced by someone unstoppable.